right. So, good evening, our dear listeners. Welcome to another inspiring edition of Motivational Monday. I'm Marl, your host for tonight, and joining me is a very special guest. And it's very tonight is a very interesting topic because we will be discussing um, the journey of success, juggling two careers from being a practicing engineer and at the same time an SEO supermom. So we have here our very special guest, Karine. So Karine, kumusta ka? It's fantastic having you here in our show tonight. So welcome.
Hello. Hello, good evening. Thank you for having me here. Thank you so much for your invitation. It's my honor to be part of Inspiring Conversations.
Yes, oo. Thank you then for sharing your time with us. I know busy tayong lahat, no?
Of course.
Especially this Monday, it's a very special day in our country because it's an election day. But I know you have a lot in your plate, juggling two careers in a time, and aside from that, you are also a mother. Wow, galing ah. So sige. Uh, Going straight to our topic, can you walk us through what happened? Bakit from an engineer you also become I know you're practicing civil engineer,
Mhm.
right? And now
Yeah.
you are practicing also as an SEO expert. So can you walk us through uh, the pivotal moments that shape your path from being an engineer to becoming an SEO supermom?
Okay. Actually, engineering isn't really my passion, but since
Oh,
we
okay.
have a construction business, since I was a kid, that's the business of my parents. Like eventually grow into like general construction, and they want me to be the civil engineer of the company. So I didn't want to do it, but that's their preference. So I said, okay, I'll do it for you because I really want to study journalism. But we live in Tacloban City, and at that time, there's no journalism here. So I need to go to Manila if I want that course, and my parents doesn't want that. So um, I just pursued civil engineering for them, not because I like it. And eventually
Oh,
took the board exam, and I got my license. But I started working from home as a writer. Since writing is my passion, as a matter of fact, my first job after graduating civil engineering is a correspondent of a local
oh,
newspaper. So I was a writer for Region 8 and I covered events, write features and news articles like that. Because that's really something that I want to do. But while I was working online, I was working in the office, entertaining customers, like if there are people asking there for codes or whatever. But at the same time, I was working on my laptop, writing articles. My first job was for a graphic design website. At first, I didn't do
oh,
SEO yet. I was just
okay.
writing because I didn't know that there's such thing as SEO. But then I realized that no one's gonna read my articles if I don't know what SEO is. So I studied it and eventually incorporated that into my writing. So I do SEO writing already. So yun, I do both civil engineering, SEO, and actually also writing.
Wow, grabe ha. Parang ano, and sige, pag-usapan muna natin yung hindi mo passion na part, yung
Mhm.
engineering. Because I am also an engineer by profession. I know how hard being an engineering student is. Tapos ngayon, hindi mo pa siya passion, di ba? And what what gives you parang to really pursue that. Kasi 5 years siya na course, right? You have to
Yeah.
study that for 5 years, and it's not, hindi siya biro na course na hindi mo lang siya papasukan and all, kasi pag and everything is connected in engineering. Pag hindi ka marunong ng calculus 1, hindi ka matututo ng calculus 2 and everything else. So,
That's true.
what keeps you going? Even though it's not your passion, paano mo siya na survive yung course na yon?
Um, Actually, ginawa like what I mentioned for my parents, and we already have a construction business. At ayoko naman na mawala
Okay.
lang siya, 'di ba? So there should be
All
someone
right.
who will, continue the business. So sabi ko sa sarili ko that I'm going to do this for our family. And I'm still doing it right now because we still have our business right now. But aside from our construction business, I also have my own civil engineering, I can call it team because I'm just alone. I just work with an architect.
Oo.
Yeah. So I also
Yes,
offer
yes.
my own services like personal lang. It's also freelancing in a way. So yun, what keeps me going is
Yes.
the family business. I want to continue doing that. I like to mention 5 years. 5 years in civil engineering. But I was
Yes.
able to do it. How? By actually doing things that I love while studying. Because when I was studying in the university, I was also editor in chief of our school paper. And at the same time, I was also the executive secretary of our student government. I did it for 3 years. So it's like I was studying and doing the things that I love at the same time. So parang fun lang din siya.
Okay. Oh. Ayan, nandito si Rosh. Ayan, nakahabol. Alright. Okay, sige, since ano naman siya, I think the lesson here is that there are things in life na kailangan natin gawin. We must do it for the sake of our loved ones, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't always have to be that ito yung mahal ko, ito yung kailangan kong gawin. Because sometimes we need also to I don't ano in the word sacrifice kasi parang kasi masyado siyang negative, right? It's more of like heartily giving it to the for the people we love. Kasi nga
Yeah,
this
true.
is what they need as well. And good thing for you is you balance it out and naano mo siya na na-survive mo siya, nagawan mo siya ng paraan, 'di
Yeah.
ba? And inano mo siya. Now, pag-usapan naman natin since I think si Ross is medyo nakaano ata yung internet niya. Pag-usapan naman natin ang isang aspect naman. This is my question as well. So being a mom, okay? So forgive me if I'll ask, are you
Go.
a married or do you have a
Single.
partner? So,
No.
single mom. Okay,
Mhm.
ayun. So,
Never
they
married.
put it that okay, never married, so you are a single mom. Now, there's that component as well. Being a mother is not easy, right?
Yeah.
Hindi siya madali. Tapos ngayon, you have clients for your civil engineering practice, you have a business for your SEO agency, and now you also help with your parents and being a mother. How do you paano mo na ano yung nababalance yung mga aspect na yon and how do you keep yourself sane and
Okay.
perform or function as a mother as well?
I ever since actually since I like multitasking since college. So what I always follow the important and urgent quadrant. So I always do the most important and most urgent things first. So what for me, number one sa akin yung mga kids ko. So that's why like my daily routine is like sending them to school, things like that. And then after that, I work. And ganun lang,
Oh,
parang I just prioritize them about everything else. Like if there are people offering me jobs, like it's graveyard shift or what, I don't accept it because my kids won't be sleeping if I'm still awake. So yun, yung mga factors, kids palagi yung number one sa akin. And how I keep myself sane, I play video games. Yeah, sa dami ng ginagawa ko
okay.
sa buhay. I still have time actually to play video games, watch Netflix. I also read books. Um, that's because freelancing lang lahat ng work ko. Both sa engineering and sa SEO. So I have time pa for myself and for my kids especially.
All right. Yan siguro yung maganda no if you own your time is it's possible to manage everything kasi pag if you're a regular employee, I think it will be very hard for uh, you to do everything para gawin yung lahat ng 'yan, 'di ba? Since you mentioned kids, ilan ba yung kids mo? Para
Dalawa.
mag-gauge naman how dalawa, alright.
Yeah,
So kasi may
healthy kids.
question si Arkiel dito,
Oo.
because working mom with kids is challenging, 'di
Yeah, that's
ba?
actually
Is
true.
challenging.
Yeah, especially
Yes,
if I have
yes.
deadlines and the kids are here, like they need my attention or what. So I just find a way, like let them do other things so I can focus on what I'm doing. But so far, parang nasanay din sila. Since pinanganak sila, alam nila yung routine ko. Parang if I'm working, if in my work I'm in my working area, they know that I'm working. And if they need me, just come and ask, you know. Parang hindi naman siya masyadong mahirap. Maybe because they grew up in this environment. Environment in my bedroom. Sa bedroom lang lahat.
Oo, oo. Yeah, so mga hindi nakakaano, nakakaalam sa freelancing, for those who are watching that are not in the freelancing world, the good thing about freelancing, in my opinion, is that you own your time. You can choose who your clients are. You can choose how many clients would you take, and you can also choose your rate, di ba? Yan yung isa sa mga hindi naiintindihan, especially for those who are coming from, excuse me, from the traditional work. So, yan din yung kagandahan ng freelancing. That's why we're promoting it as well to others, about freelancing. Okay. So, I think ano ko lang yung lesson sa ano mo, in sa how I understand it, your situation is that um you just try to parang keep everything light even if it's
Mm.
hard. Kasi pag iisipin mo naman na ay ganito talaga yung situation ko, ang hirap naman, or ang dami kong gagawin. Kasi minsan I can understand because I know people who are also single parents, and ako naman it's a different scenario because I am also hindi naman siya ano, but I have the broken family. So I understand this ano. So how is your relationship with your ex, the father of your kids? So paano naman 'yan, 'di ba? Kasi meron yang ano there is I
Nakakaloka.
don't know your situation. If it's okay
Okay.
to ask, kung hindi naman we can proceed to another question.
Actually, I blocked him na. Matagal na. Like almost 2 years already. Yeah,
Oh,
we stopped
okay.
communicating and everything. So ever since naman kasi ako naman palagi sa lahat, including the kids. So there's really no big difference na wala na siya sa amin because it's my
Okay.
mom who's actually helping me with the kids and my brothers are also here.
Hmm.
Yeah. So wala, as in wala na.
So, okay, yeah, I understand your
Mm.
situation kasi naman, ako it's different. So because, we separated, after 6 years of being together. But now we're still ano, we're in good terms co-parenting.
Co-parenting.
So, oo, yeah, we're co-parenting kasi, nasanay kasi yung anak ko na, we're together, nakikita niya ako.
Mm.
I'm closer to my son kasi compared to my ex. So, we band. And a good thing naman is that even my, in-law is we're still in good, um, relationship. So, yun naman yun kasi we keep our ano the communication with the kids kasi it's important kasi na ano na nga niya na nagising siya na andun ako and yung
Mm.
mananay niya. So I think it's a different situation for you kasi probably sa iyo is wala na since the start. So parang yung kids mo naman is has a different um parang environment that they grew up in. Tama ba?
Yeah,
Or I'm just assuming
actually,
things.
12 years kami, but
Oh,
we
okay.
we never lived together in one roof. Yeah, because we're not
Okay.
married, and my parents didn't like him, and because of so many
Oh,
reasons. Yeah, it's
okay.
actually very complicated in terms of his personality. So that's actually the main issue. and that's
Okay.
also the reason why even my kids doesn't want to be with him. So previously when my eldest daughter is still really young, he's my she's my reason why I stayed in the relationship. But eventually, when she grew up and learned to speak up, I actually learned that she also doesn't want to be with her dad. So okay, go. We're happier now, and life is actually better without him.
Oh, okay, okay. I get the situation now. I'm sorry to ask, but I think what lesson we can share, especially to those who are watching, that right now you are struggling in your relationship, or probably you're scared kasi nga parang there. I know some people that parang nasasakal na sila sa relationship nila and they can't even know if there's a life after this. 'Di ba? Merong mga gano'n, eh, and I know a lot of especially naging trainees ko that, malaki naman yung naitulong ng freelancing. But during the time that they have issues with their partners, especially if you think that ito na talaga, parang magwo-work na talaga kami and this is my future already. Kasi of course, 'di ba? Why would you be with someone if you don't think na
Yeah.
sila na forever? But it doesn't always work. Uh, as we see it, especially if we are still immature in a way na hindi pa natin ano, iba na yung medyo may experiences ka na. If I would uh, have a relationship like same as what I had before, parang different. The approach would be different. Tama ba? So what I'm saying is that for those people who are right now you're struggling with your relationship and you don't think that there's still a way to be together with your partner or parang mahirap siyang i-ano, yung mga kids mo baka hindi you are doubting yourself, kaya ko ba 'to or hindi, especially if your partner is not that ano, if para siyang the relationship is not uh, positive in a way.
Hmm.
Iba na yung
Toxic.
approach niya yeah, nagiging toxic na siya and you don't grow together and in fact one or both of you when you're together is that you are parang you're killing each other's potential, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So we're not saying naman that it's okay because as much as possible a family that's been together is still the best
Yeah.
uh ano in a relation. Kaya lang there are things na hindi natin ma what do you call this? We can't avoid if things happen because there are things na you don't grow together. So yun.
Yeah.
Now there's a question here from Arkel. Ano po yung mga challenges na experience you raising your kids alone and working on your career? Ayun. What are the challenges daw?
Challenges, siguro yung time. I think I mentioned it already. Sometimes if I have deadlines,
Yes.
it's it's challenging kasi yung mga bata, like, they need my attention or whatever. Yun lang naman primarily, yung time lang. At my friends are actually there are people who are asking me, wala ka ba talagang yaya? Because they can see that I have lots
Ah,
of things to do, and I send my kids to school, and I'm always present
yes,
whenever
yes.
there's activities in school. So like, wala ka ba talagang yaya? Wala. Because I want to be there, to be present sa lahat ng mga ganap nila. So yun lang naman yung main. Malaking tulong talaga that my mom is actually here. And that whenever I need
Yes,
to go,
yes.
like right now, so my kid is in the other room with my mom. And if I have seminars or events that I need to attend, I need to travel, it's my mom who's watching my kids. So, yun.
Yeah, I guess yun. I think one of the factor is that having someone, it's very
Yeah.
hard if you don't have anyone. And I think having your mom is better compared to just a yaya kasi yung mom mo is
Mm,
parang
that's
anak
true.
na rin yung talagang pagtuturing sa mga anak mo. So medyo kampante ka because you know that your children will be in safer hands compared to just having a yaya.
Yeah,
Ayun,
ayoko
so,
din ano ng yaya kasi we have bad
oh,
experiences,
experience.
ex- a lot of experiences, like different yayas. that we hired before for my youngest brother, and we always have issues, them eating our food, just little things like that, like inviting all their
Yeah.
families to cook, so many issues.
Mahirap. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I understand. Kasi dumaan din ako sa ganyan na
di ba?
stage. It's so hard right now, especially in today's age. Mahirap maghanap ng katulong na that you can really
You can really
uh,
trust.
trust. Yes. Really trust kasi mahirap ngayon kung may mga bata man, ayun pa rin, they do cell phones and all, so it's so hard. And then kung medyo matanda na naman is it's iba na rin kasi tinatawag ng mga anak and all. So you always have to strive a balance. So I guess you having your mom to help you with your kids is parang ano talaga. That's one of the reason why you can manage your career, 'di ba? Kasi kung wala talaga, I think it would be very very hard. And just on being a freelancer and an SEO supermom. So pag-usapan naman natin yung SEO supermom. Okay. So for those who don't understand what is an SEO, what an SEO is, and what you do for clients, can you tell us kung ano talaga yung mga ginagawa mo?
Okay. So for SEO, I help websites rank in Google. When you go to Google, you search something there in the search bar. So I help clients rank there so that they will appear in the first page or first three pages of Google. Because if these businesses won't appear in Google, it's like they're losing leads, or they're losing their chances of generating more income for their business. So that's what I do for SEO.
Yes, it's more of like an organic form of marketing
Yep.
wherein you will ano, and when people are searching, so they have intent related to your business, and if you rank on their searches, there's a higher chance that they will visit your website and then eventually become a customer for your business. Yun.
Hmm.
So if you need some SEO services, paano ka ba makontak, or do you
Chat
have a
lang.
website?
I do have a website, but I'm currently revamping that because
Okay.
nag-rebranding nga ako to SEO content engineer. So I have to update that.
Oh,
Kasi when I
all
was
right. So you
working on,
change domain?
same pa lang
Tama
yung
ba?
domain, but yung content, kasi dati yung drama ko
Ah,
is parang digital content, a digital unicorn, something, digital marketing unicorns. Kasi we're doing
all
different
right.
things like SEO, blog writing, web copy, social media copy, social media graphics, video editing, all of these things. So sabi ko parang ang daming ganap, so tawag natin unicorn. But then later on, I realized that it's better to actually call myself first, brand myself as an SEO content engineer. Because some people are confused, like, are you really an engineer? Like, for example, there are people who refer me to them, like, you can contact this, she's an engineer, and they're like, she's an engineer? It's like she's not. You can see anything on her profile that she's an engineer. So I was thinking that I have to
Okay.
put it there, the word engineer, so people not be confused that I'm also that. I'm also an engineer.
Yes, yes. And it also helps and how you market yourself, because in a way kasi we engineers, we are problem solvers. So
Hmm.
whenever there's a problem, especially if SEO kasi it's in speculative siya na form of marketing, and most of it is sometimes it will be affected by the algorithm changes of Google.
That's true. Very true.
So there's gonna always be a problem for the clients, and as an SEO expert, we need to be the one to answer and to solve those
Hmm.
problems, 'di ba?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
yun,
Google,
galing.
they just come whenever they want to. Like, they won't tell you that, hey, we're gonna have an update this month or what. No, there's no such thing. So we always need to be
Yes,
prepared to that and look for ways in order to continue ranking despite the Google updates.
yes, exactly. Ayan. So, excuse me. Now, Karin, ang medyo na ano natin yung pinag-usapan, you being a mother, and you, kasi nga SEO supermom ka, and um being an engineer as well. So in terms of Ayun, may nag-comment to Errol Tuzon, idol. All
Ewan
right.
ko sa'yo,
Hello
Errol.
daw.
Hi, Errol.
Yan. Hello, Errol. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you have questions or concerns or something to share about our topic for tonight, please feel free to comment it. So may another question dito si Arkel. Teka lang. So, how has being a single mom influenced your career choices and decisions? So,
Mm,
meron ba did it affect or did it influence your choices and decisions? And if so, paano?
yeah, it actually affected my choices and decisions because I always want to make sure that the things that I choose to do will allow me to still have time for them. Yung like yung SEO and the freelancing, I always make sure that lagi siyang flexi time and that I only allocate a few hours of work per day. Yun nga, kasi priority ko nga sila. So that's the reason why mas nag-focus ako sa freelancing instead of actually working in the corporate world or like focusing on our business because I really want to be there for them. And yun nga, like what I mentioned earlier, ayoko nag-work ng yung graveyard kasi hindi sila natutulog kapag hindi nila ako katabi. So,
Mm,
yun.
ayun, yes. I always believe though that of course, family first. 'Di ba? Mauna talaga sila.
Yun talaga
Kaya
number
nga,
one.
oo, number one talaga yan. Kaya nga, we also in Smart and Scalable Business, what we're doing is that we realize na it's not just about money. Everything that we do is not just about money and it's not just about career,
Mhm.
right? We have to balance things out. Kasi merong iba na, and ito pa yung nakikita natin. Others, ang dali nilang i-sacrifice yung time for the family. Kasi
That's
wag
true.
ito muna kasi kailangan kong kumita or ito muna kasi magtiis muna kayo mga anak ha, di tayo magkikita because mommy need to work or daddy needs to be there. And hindi na natin namamalayan that a lot of days or months have passed and we missed a lot of things about our kids, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Kaya nga kami me and the team as well, we advocate on balanced life and we have anong sa amin kasi parang 6 key areas that you need to work on balancing all of this. So the number one is having of course, your family relationship. That's number one. And having a healthy mind and healthy body. Kasi nga,
Mhm.
paano ka makikita, right? How can you spend time with your family kung may sakit ka? Ang hirap
That's
na nun.
true.
Parang instead of giving them love, you are becoming a burden, not to all those people who are suffering any illness right now, but if you can try to take care of your health as well, not just physically but your mental health as well. 'Di ba? Kailangan din yan, kaya nga kailangan nating i-balance yung life natin. Of course you need to be financially uh, independent. You need to strive with that. And of course, socially responsible. We need to be also with the community.
Yeah,
And
give
lastly,
back.
spiritual growth para may inner peace tayo. So yun yung inaano namin. So kailangan talaga what Karine is telling us is that uh, in all our decisions in life, we need to know what our priorities are. And tama naman yung sinabi mo na you have two children and of course, yung mga decision nyo, sila yung nag-ano na, ito pala yung, I can't do this because I can't work graveyard kasi may yung kailangan kong matulog with my children. So with
Mhm.
that, because you know your priorities, there's clarity in what you want to do with your life, you can decide better.
Yeah.
And mas maganda rin yung, should I say, takbo ng buhay natin 'pag gano'n. 'Pag alam mo kung clear ka on your, ah, boundaries and the things that you
Non-negotiables.
really want to work. Yes, on your non-negotiables. Okay, ito yung mga kailangan ko, yung mga kailangan gawin. Right, so meron pa rin yung how do you handle guilt or stress that may arise from trying to meet both your career and parenting obligations? Paano daw?
Stress?
Yung question ni Arkel. Handle guilt or stress that may arise from trying to meet both your career and parenting obligation kasi minsan daw ganito daw siya.
Um, iniisip ko na stress ba ako? Charot. Maybe sometimes, if naging pasaway, kids are kids. Naging pasaway sila, dun
Yes,
naman ako
yes.
na-stress. But in terms of stress from my career and parenting obligations, so wala akong naiisip. Kasi palagi ko namang nauuna yung mga bata. And parang, yung nangyayari actually, parang sa free time ko na lang ako nag-work. So, I think nafe-feel ako ng guilt like whenever I travel and I have like we did, we went to Zamboanga and my kids weren't
Yes.
there. So actually before, whenever I travel, I always bring the kids with me. But since malaki na naman sila, parang pwede na lang dito sila sa bahay, and it's actually better for my mom to be with them dito sa bahay than actually traveling. And most of the time, if I have events and they travel with me, and they just stay in the room, in the hotel room, and parang boring din sa kanila. So,
Yeah.
dun lang na part ako nafe-feel na I'm guilty because I'm leaving them, yung mga ganun. But, yung right here sa bahay, parang wala naman. Kasi nga like what I mentioned, nakakapag-video games pa nga ako.
Oo nga 'no. Nakakapag-video games ka pa, nakakapag-Netflix ka pa.
Oo.
Yeah, I think for me it all boils down to yun nga, knowing your non-negotiables, 'di ba? Kasi 'pag alam mo, ay hindi na ako mag-work because this time is for my kids
Mm.
or this time is para naman 'to sa ano. So yun nga yung parang the principle of 888 yung sa ano nila. So kasi I don't believe in every weekend lalabas kayo ng pamilya mo. Parang yun lang yung time mo for them. I believe in having time every day. It should have, parang you have to work on it every day. So yung sa 888 na principle naman is that 8 hours work, 8 hours sleep, and then the last 8 hours, kasi 4 hours naman tayo. Wala namang
Mm.
26 or 30, di ba? So in the last 8 hours, you should divide that for your friends, 3 hours for your friends, family, and then another 3 hours is for your health, and for the community, and another 3 hours is for your sanity, or if you pray or meditate or whatever it is for your ano. So ganun mo siya i-divide in every day.
Yeah.
Kasi minsan
Work-life
pag nagiging
balance.
freelance, exactly. Diba sa freelancing, especially if we're starting to really have good rates and yung mga ano tayo, minsan we overwork. Kasi nasasayangan
At
tayo,
times,
mawala
yeah.
yung client. Yes, kasi malaki naman yung bayad nito, sayang yung ano. Uh, if nagpapadala tayo diyan na, ay, kunin ko na lang to. You don't know that you sacrifice your balance. And
Yeah.
then sometimes nasasanay ka na doon sa ganun na pag merong ano, ay, kunin ko na to. And then many years will pass, and the thing is that you lost a lot of precious moments with your family, and all the other aspects of your life, you're not growing kasi nga you sacrificed it for this certain aspects. Most of it is on the financial side. Doon natin na nag-give up natin our family time, our health even, na ano natin.
Kasi work ka
Kasi
na
nga
lang ng work.
yes, you work and work and work. And then after some time, minsan pag nakakasakit tayo, doon na natin na-realize, ay, yung pera ko pala para dito lang sa sakit ko, right? And then we become burden for our family. Meron pa dito si Mark. What has been the biggest challenge you faced being a working mom? Oh, ano daw? Ano daw yung
Natatawa ako, kaibigan ko.
parang mga fans mo to ah.
Kaibigan ko yan.
Oh, ano daw yung
Nakakaloka.
ano,
Biggest challenge you
biggest
faced being a
challenge?
working mom. Ba yan? Parang nahirapan ako dun. Ano nga ba? Um, Siguro at times, may downtimes tayo as a person. Siguro at times naiisip ko na, why am I doing this alone? That in a perfect world, I should be doing this with someone. Like yung may katuwang ako dapat in,
Oo.
raising my kids, providing for them, you know, um, in financial aspect din. Yun yung siguro, yung pinaka-biggest challenge for me. And because of that challenge, dun galing yung mga nagagawa ko ngayon. Like doing engineering and SEO and freelancing. Kasi naisip ko din, why do I need to rely on a partner or another person if I can actually do it on my own, 'di ba? And yun yung siguro challenge para sa akin. Wala akong naiisip.
Pero wala bang ano,
Ano,
wala bang sumubok na maging partner, yung mga gano'n na
nakakainis ka. Pwede bang i-chat mo na lang yun?
sige, sige. Baka ano, baka sige, wag na lang natin mag-usap, baka may masagasaan tayo. Sige, next question. Alright, sige. Eh, di kasi sinabi mo na minsan naiisip ko, eh. Pero
Oo, yeah, 'di
meron
ba?
naman sigurong nag-aano, 'di ba, gusto mang may partner, 'di ba? Baka naman.
It's actually not easy, especially that I have kids. I always consider them. Even sa aspect
Yeah,
na
yeah.
yan.
Yeah, I think it's hard if you have already kids, no, and then you try to start another relationship kasi iba na. Marami ka nang i-consider. It's not just you and what you want, 'di ba? Hindi lang
That's
naman
true.
ikaw. Yan sabi ni Mark Leo said, marami pong sumubok. Marami daw nag-try. Sumubok
Nakakaloka.
pero nalang. Ayan. Sige. Anyway, ayun. So, we on that partner side. Now, pag-usapan naman natin yung engineering na engineering na gig mo since you also accept engineering projects. Ano ba yung what do you accept? Plans or you also accept projects? Ano ba yung mga in the engineering side?
For our family business, we do design and build.
Okay.
Currently is based in Cebu. So what I do for our
Mm.
business is I draw plans. If hindi ako tinatamad. Charot! I do plans, although most of the time I actually pass that to my architect friend. Kasi nga madami akong ginagawa. But at times I draw plans but most of the time, yung ginagawa ko talaga is structural analysis. And most of my
Oh, yeah.
clients are architects.
Architects,
And
yes, yes. Kasi
yeah,
yan yung hindi
because
nila nagagawa.
yeah, hindi nagagawa yon.
Oo.
And they cannot sign din yun sa engineering na
Yes.
plans. So, yun. I do structural analysis. That's for KU engineering and design. And if may nagpapa-estimate, ginagawa ko din minsan. Although I hate doing that. Pinaka-hate ko talaga yung mag-estimate. Hindi ko alam.
Estimate.
And, yeah, I'd rather do lots of structural analysis than, estimate projects and draw. I know how to use AutoCAD,
Yes.
but it's not my strength. Like, parang matatagalan ako sa aspect na yun. Although, in structural analysis, I also draw the buildings, the structure, but in a different approach naman siya.
Yeah, yeah. Kasi more on structure kasi yung if you do everything, so marami na siya. Yun. Yun din yung
Oh,
isang no, kasi some civil engineers, they can do the part that architects can do, right?
we
Like the
can actually do it.
perspectives and all. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yun yung dun sila lugi kasi they have to have 2 years of apprenticeship before they can even sign plans, tama ba?
Yeah.
So yun yung medyo sabi na parang lugi kami and they
Oo.
can't even like really build kasi they
Mag-examinate.
need oo nga, oo nga. Medyo may diyan and yun, they can't sign the structural analysis part of the so kailangan talaga ng civil engineers. But
Mhm.
civil engineers can have a plan kahit walang architect. So, yun yung medyo may sinasabi ko nga mo nga may issue. Yan, may comment dito si Raquel since ano, balik naman natin yung medyo hindi mo sinagot kanina, but in a
Ano yun?
different way. Don't worry. Sabi niya, sumubok pero nalugmok because the walls are so, especially if you're a single mom. Totoo ba? Is this true that the walls are so high, or is it hindi naman talaga yung walls, but you have to consider a lot, especially the kids. 'Di ba? Magugustuhan ba nila 'to? What will they think if you have someone in your life? So ano yung ano mo diyan? What's your take on this?
The walls are so high. Maybe. Maybe it is. Kasi nga my kids. But I'm not closing any doors actually. I'm open to anything. As long as I actually wrote something about this. I think it's in my Instagram. I think I posted it in Facebook in my story as well. That I said that I'm not sure when my single era will end. Because it's actually like 2 years. I'm not used to it. Like 2 years na akong single. But it's actually fun. It's actually
Oh,
fun. It's actually fun. I just realized that it's you can do things whatever you want, and I can wear whatever I want to wear. Yeah, things like that. But
yeah.
it but I'm not closing any doors. The walls could be high, yeah,
So
maybe.
bago pa lang pala, 2 years. Okay. So bago pa
Yep.
lang. Bago pa lang. So ano pa? Medyo nga mahirap pa nga yan kasi it's still
Actually, hindi.
2 years is
Hindi siya mahirap.
oh,
Because while we were still in a relationship, I was already moving on. Like I already prepared
ah,
myself for this. I was just waiting for the right time for it to end. Like, I tried many times, but there's always a
parang
reason that
nakakalungkot yan. Parang for
yung
me ha,
ano,
in my perspective niya, yung ayaw mo na sa isang relationship pero nagstay ka pa lang. Na
because
nagstay
ayoko
ka
ng what
because
if, 'di ba? Yung what if hindi
yeah, yeah,
ginawa ko
yeah.
to,
What if
gano'n. At
they
least I did
yes,
everything that I
yes.
can.
Yeah, yeah. Yun yung isa. Pero ayaw mo na talaga. Parang on the back of your mind, you want this to end. Kaya wag ka nang mag-effort or wag na sana. Yung mga ganun na ano. I think that's one of, uh, it's sad if ganun yung mangyayari. Kasi it means that the the scar is so deep na hindi na siya mahi-heal if you're ano, and if you try, kasi ito yung ano, this is the advice of my friend before, when uh, I was in a messy situation. Sabi niya, Marl, if you continue it, what if you become a cheater, or what if you parang you do things that you will uh, regret in the end kasi nga ayaw mo na pala, but you tried to stay kasi of course the kids, right? And ayaw mo naman talaga na merong um, that they will have a broken family. As much as possible, we tried to ano naman, hindi naman na oy okay lang na maging single, but if you are in the situation that you're about to be ano to have a broken family, you consider everything, right? And of course you tried. Kaya lang minsan andun na talaga yung ang laki na ng gap in a way that it's really hindi na siya po mahi-heal. Ayan,
Yeah, actually, ano
nandito
eh.
si Caroline. Ayan. Yeah, yeah, just
Hello, Kima. Actually, ano eh. Sometimes it's better that you leave a relationship than you stay in that relationship and na toxic na siya. That you already know that
yeah.
hindi na kayo mag-grow eh. And if you stay together, mas maging worse lang. Like, naapektuhan yung work ko, yung mga ganun. Parang ayoko ng ganun na din. And yung binabago ng parang that person's already trying to like change the way how people look at me. Parang ganun, parang binabago niya lahat. Tinatry niya, manipulate lahat ng bagay. I can't allow that naman kasi I have kids with me. And I don't want them to just see the negative side na ganito pala kapag may family, di ba? Kasi iba
Yeah,
yung
yeah.
nakikita nila. So, dapat na siya, parang mas maganda na lang nawala.
Naputulin. 'Di ba?
Yeah,
Kaysa
super
makita
nice.
nila na everyday kayong nag-aaway or
Yeah.
somebody is crying or whatever is breaking or may mga nasisira and all kasi nga it's so toxic na mahirap na siyang ano. Because there are others na hindi nakakita, hindi sinasabi nila dapat mong tiisin. Yung mga gano'n na because they haven't been in that situation and they just said na, "Kay itiisin mo lang malalampasan
Ginawa ko
niyo
din
rin
yun,
'yan."
eh.
Ano but 'di ba?
Oh, nagtiis muna. At least ginawa ko, 'di ba? Tapos eventually, yun nga.
Oo,
Although ako sa sarili ko, alam ko talaga na mag-e-end talaga siya. But, yun, triny ko lang kung ano yung pwedeng i-try. At least alam ko sa
at
sarili
least
ko,
wala kang ano,
walang
wala kang
regrets
regret
na
na, yeah, I tried naman kaya lang hindi na talaga, yeah. Ayun, yes, yes. And I think the important thing is that, for me you let the children know that it's not because of them that you become separated. Yun yung isa kasi uh, sometimes kids they blame themselves na baka kami yung dahilan kaya naghiwalay yung parents ko.
yeah, they
So
actually
isa
know.
yan. That's one of the things, yeah, that you have to really assure them that hey, it's not because of you. Kaya nga ako, as much as possible right now, we had a good co-parenting relationship with my ex. And minsan pumunta pa rin ako sa kanila although she already had another partner. And I had a good relationship with my ex mother-in-law. So
Mhm.
yun din yung isa sa ano that and my son I think in a way he appreciated that kasi and pinaintindi talaga namin na it's because of him. It's just that situation change between your mommy and daddy that we need uh, to break up. But it doesn't mean that it's your fault and it doesn't mean that we don't love you. Yun yung talagang inaano that uh, in a way, we have to be there for our children no matter what. Especially, makikita nila na, I still have a mom, I still have a dad kasi maghahanap yan eh. No
Hindi naman.
matter what will happen, it will come. I know for you right now probably ganun yung but magano yan they will always find the presence of a father or a mother kaya
Kasi yung anak ko,
kami talaga ko.
sabi niya,
Sige.
iniwala naman daw yung daddy niya since the beginning. So, parang okay
Oh,
lang kahit wala
parang
talaga siya.
wala. Okay,
Kasi
parang
parang
wala naman
bisita-bisita lang siya sa bahay, gano'n.
okay.
I
Parang
think
wala din
for
naman talaga siya, parang
I
gano'n.
think for her, parang super minor lang yung ng role ng daddy niya. So that's why parang naisip niya, okay lang kahit wala.
Okey. Iba-iba tayo din ng
Iba-iba
situation.
ng situation kasi.
Iba-iba talaga, yeah, yeah. Sabi pa dito ni dito din si Dennis, parang mga fans mo 'to.
Classmate ko ng high school, hello!
Ayan. And then we also have Mark here. When you're in a relationship though, expect and prepare for the worst so you won't feel too much pain in the end. Ano naman yung masasabi mo dito? Ano masasabi mo dun?
Yeah,
Yan.
actually, preparation is the key. Like yung sinabi ko, kami pa namumove on na ako. So, pinaprepare ko na yung sarili ko. So, when the day came talaga, na sabi ko nga, tama na. End na talaga siya. So, parang wala na. Like, maraming nagsasabi sa akin, kino-comfort nila ako, oh, I hope you're okay. Like, I'm very much okay. Because I already prepared for this to happen. Parang tumayo na ako sa sarili kong paa before this actually happened. So, I think that's
Oo.
something that na lahat tayo, i-prepare natin yung mga sarili natin for that. I'm not saying na i-end nyo yung mga relationship ninyo. Hindi ko kayo dinadamay sa pagiging single ko. Charot. I'm not saying that.
Oh,
Parang ma-assess nyo naman kung nasaan kayo. So, yun,
yeah, kung what
preparation is
stage
really very,
kayo.
very important. Yeah, importante din yung pagiging mature lang. Kasi, when you were in high
Ah,
school or in college, like, we always think that the person we're with is gonna be our forever person, And
exactly.
then when we have breakups and all, we cry and, we think that we can't do anything now because this person is not in our life anymore. That's not true. The only person you need in your life is
Yes.
yourself.
Yes, I think for me, one of my realization is that one of relationship killers is expectations. When you expect kasi nga your partner, dito yung partner, I expect you to, gagawin mo to para sa akin, ikaw
Good
yung
morning
partner ko, you
ka.
do this for me. Yes. And then that's what kill actually most relationships because we expect. And now when our expectations aren't met, which most of the time happens, dun na siya nag-umpisa. And then, ay, hindi pala talaga ako yung priority niya. And then that thought, although, ay, you will just, parang, okay, ano mo lang kasi siguro nakalimutan lang niya. But that lingering thought na, hindi pala ako, nagpa-pile up yan eh. Especially if you don't communicate with each other until such time that you will, parang napuno na siya, puputok siya, mag-i-implode na yung relationship niyo. So, if you expect na ganito dapat yung gawin niya, I think what is dapat hindi siya there should be an open communication that and wag tayong mag-pretend especially if the starting the relation parang ang sweet-sweet natin but hindi pala natin siya
So,
masusustain.
isang masaya.
Yeah, sa una lang, yun nga, sa una lang masaya kasi nga at at some point there especially if you don't communicate with each other. That's one thing no if you don't talk about the hard topics na ano na ito yung kailangan ko sa iyo and hindi natin siya sasabihin especially women ito yung mga ano ko kasi ang babae at lalaki we think differently and sometimes girls expect men
To read our
to just
minds.
get it. Yes, to read their minds. Hindi naman kami nag ano, you have to tell us. And then magagalit kayo, ba't ba namin kayo kailangang sabihan? Hindi nyo ba kami mahal? Mga ganun. Because you're expecting us to, which is, we are not that. That's not the nature of men. Diba?
Yeah.
You should, you should tell us na ito yung gusto ko and if nakakalimutan namin hindi namin yan sinasadya it doesn't mean we don't love you we don't cherish you it's just that sometimes men have we parang nabablanko kami in a way so you just tell us and remind us in a way because it doesn't mean that pag may nakalimutan yung mga anniversary hindi na namin kayo mahal or mayroon na kaming iba it's just that sometimes we are preoccupied with a lot of things, you know? So
Nakakaloka.
yun naman yun. And it's a different kasi women expect men to read their minds and men also we men expect you to understand because kaming mga lalaki we understand you. Hindi pa kayo ay naiintindihan kayo. So we expect you to understand us as well, which is hindi naman nature ng mga babae, 'di ba? Na
Yeah. Ang
magiging ano
pinakaimportante yung ano, maging understanding tayo, 'di ba, sa
yes,
isa't isa.
yes.
Kasi minsan
Oo.
nga, like
Oo.
what you mentioned, masyadong mataas yung na-expect ng mga girls din. Gano'n ako dati, but as we mature, we realize that we don't have to demand things from this person and like allow this person to just show love in a way na alam niya, you know. Kaysa i-pressure
Yes.
mo siya na dapat mag-good morning ka everyday. Eh, paano kung busy nga siya sa morning? Pipilitin mo mag-good
Oo.
morning sa'yo. Di naman yan high school.
I-automate niyo na 'yan. Automated
Oo,
text.
nakaschedule na
Everyday mo
yung
good morning.
hindi na heartfelt. Charot.
Oo.
Yun,
Yes,
understanding.
yun.
Understanding and open communication is very important. And respect, of course.
Yes, yes, I think respect to one another.
Mm.
Respecting the differences kasi nga iba-iba naman tayo.
So,
Iba-iba yung mahal mo, iba kayo ng probably priorities, iba kayo ng beliefs, iba kayo
interest.
ng idea of a good relationship. So, I think one of the things is communicate. Especially sa mga lalaki, mahirap mag-communicate ang lalaki. Most of us, probably
Mm.
I'm speaking for myself, it's so hard to communicate. Kasi ako, parang I'm so observant that parang I just understand others. That I sometimes, parang it's a bad habit to expect others to understand me as well. Na parang dapat magets mo na siya which where in fact you need to communicate. So parang for me I still need to practice that and there are also some of my friends that are like that. Probably most of men are not so communicative with their feelings with what
Yeah.
they feel. So I guess in that part women should be the one to lead na hey, have to ask this guy kung ano ba yun. And you have to create
Parang
kasi
contradict yung
men
sinasabi mo kanina.
Bakit, bakit? Sige.
Kasi sabi mo kanina yung babae ano, parang mahirap mabasa tapos gusto naman mo basahin ka, nakakaloka.
Hindi. What I mean is that, not the read me, but, uh, you, kasi, men ha, sabi ko is that men, like for me, I understand you before you, parang, I expect you to understand me as well. Parang gano'n yung ano. But hindi naman kailangan kasi mag-communicate. Yun yung ano, kasi it's not just women doesn't really understand. Parang hindi siya instinct na mag-iintindi. Kailangan namin i-express, parang gano'n, tama ba? Na you need to say it before you, or you need to hear it first before you try to process it. And
Yeah,
that's
kasi
just
mahirap
to
mag-assume, 'di
observe.
ba?
Yun nga, yun nga.
Diyan
Yun yung
nagsisimula yung
isa.
mga gulo sa mga assumptions.
Oo, sa assumptions. So, yun yung isa. So, yeah, sabi nga ni Mark dito, communication is the
Wow,
lifeline of
may
any
quote 'to.
relationship. Which is, I think I
Nag-Google
agree.
ka ba, Mark?
I agree. Coming from a failed relationship, I agree that it's communication. Dapat talaga mag-usap
Yeah, that's true, that's
yung
true.
mag-partner. You need to have time to, and I think women should create a space for men wherein if they communicate, women will not judge them as ano ka ba, parang ang dami mo nang sinasabi, yung mga
Judger
gano'n.
ba?
Oo, yung parang gano'n na ano, I think one of the things, if you want your man to be open to you and communicate their feelings, you need to create that, environment wherein they will feel safe to communicate, because most men, hindi talaga kami nag-i-express ng feelings namin. Wala talaga.
Same din sa men. You should always create an environment na parang maging open din kami. Yung mga women. Like, we can ask questions na hindi kayo ma-offend or we can say
Yeah.
things na, dapat kasi clear talaga lahat. And
Yes,
also,
yes,
yung
yes.
mga girls kasi, girls talaga, hindi women. Yung mga women din, need namin ng affirmations din. And confirmation. Yun, ganyan.
Confirmation ng mga hinala.
Depende. Ay,
Anyway,
nako.
ayun. So, we know more on that topic, ano. So, uh, I think it's almost, we already talked for an hour. Parang hindi na natin namamalayan, 'di ba?
Mm.
So, before we'll end, any advice or anything that you'd like to share for, especially single moms or people who want to, juggle on, not just one career but two careers, and also being a parent, ano yung mas ma-advise mo sa kanila? Ano yung share mo in how to be successful in that, aspect?
Um, always know your biggest why. And whenever you feel that kulang kulang na ginagawa mo or parang nalo-lost ka, go back to your biggest why. Yun lang yung ginagawa ko. And don't hesitate to do things. I always tell people to do it afraid, to do things afraid. Because if may fear ka sa sarili mo, let's say you wanna do something, you wanna start a business or what, and may fear ka, it actually means that you're going out of your comfort zone, and it also means that
Mhm.
something big is actually waiting for you. And just do it. Whatever you want, just do it. Walang magpipigil sa'yo. Kasi, you won't know if it will work for you or not if you will not take action. So, gawin mo lang kung ano gusto mong
Yes.
gawin. Like sa akin, may iba din akong ginagawa, like aside sa engineering, sa SEO, may Shopee din ako. Nag-Shopee live ako dun ng mga ukay dati. Kasi
Mm.
gusto ko yung mga clothes, gano'n. So, also, always go back to what makes you happy. So, I'm referring to your hobbies and to your interests. And then, focus on that, turn that into something profitable. Like yung writing. I'm so amazed that I can actually earn money by writing. Kasi dati, sa diary lang ako nagsusulat. I just write poems. And for our school paper like that, I'm not earning money from that. But right now, I can actually turn words into dollars. And like what I mentioned, yung ukay, it's actually just my passion to buy things from ukay and dress up. And then eventually naging business siya. And I also do some crafts and wall decors that I also make because these are things that I'm passionate about. So always look for the things that you're really interested in and always go back to your biggest why and just do it.
Ayun. Yes, always go back to your biggest why and ano, get out of your comfort zone and just do things if you wanna try, especially if you're still young and ang dami ang dami pang pwede, right? So yun naman yung ano, thank you so much for that advice, Karine. Now, if they want to contact you or reach out to you, paano ka ba mako-contact ngayon?
Sa Facebook lang, search nyo lang yung name ko.
Yeah,
Nag-replay
just
naman ako
Karine
pag sila kayong
Liz.
mangutang. Charis,
Dito. Okay. Baka naman may mag-apply na ano.
nakakaloka.
Anyway, ayun. Thank you so much for sharing your precious time with
Thank
us
you.
now. That inspiring conversations. For those who join us tonight, thank you so much for engaging and for listening. I hope you get something, and I know there's a lot of key points that has been shared tonight by Karine. And not just on career but also on relationship. Mention na pag-usapan natin yung aspect
Parang
na yun.
favorite mo yun.
It's not my favorite, but it's something na I would like to share kasi coming from a failed marriage, parang I would also like to tell other people that this is why we failed and para naman hindi sila mag-fail. 'Di ba kasi who would want to see a broken family,
No
right?
one.
Wala naman. Yeah, no
Yeah.
one naman. Especially kami na mga ano, hindi namin ginusto, but it's just that the circumstances and the situation, it really is not for having us to continue our relationship. Hindi namin 'to ginusto, but it's just that it needs to be to happen.
Yeah.
All right?
It actually means
So,
that there's someone better for you than that thing.
yes. Yes, yes. I believe on that as well. Na there's always someone that's really meant for you. Na kayo
Yeah.
talaga yung ano, because there's always there's always hope. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Well,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We are live every Monday at 7 p.m. on our Motivational Monday and every Friday as well on our Failure Fridays, where we talk about failures and lessons that we learned in life. And if you haven't followed us yet or subscribed to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, please you just go to facebook.com/smart and scalable business. We are um, so that you will be notified on our new episodes. And if you want to learn how to start a highly profitable and scalable automated online business, we have a free training. Just go to smartandscalablebusiness.com, and it's already live now, so pwede na kayo, and you can watch the training anytime. So again, good evening everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. See
Thank
you next
you.
time.
Bye.